What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful night tonight. Beautiful night, but a little bit hot. Right now, 90 degrees, 30% humidity, so it's very, very dry, oven dry. So it's not, you don't feel overwhelmed. You could breathe, and you don't feel that because you're not on the East Coast where it's really humid. So, have a new product here. Fresh water, nice ice. Delicious. So, this is called Monkey Shoulder, the original. It's a blended malt scotch and whiskey. Scotch whiskey. I don't think it's and. Tough guy. You hear that? That's a tough guy. Anyway, blended malt Scotch whiskey. Batch 27. Can hear that guy 10 miles away. So it's called Monkey Shoulder. It's a product of Scotland. Scottish. So, you can see that. You can go to their website, monkeyshoulder.com. Brand new bottle. I'm gonna have a little bit. This kind of a beverage is good in moderation. Moderation. You have too much of this, too much of a good thing becomes crap. So you have a little bit. You can find your room at night. You don't have to worry about not being aware of your surroundings. All right, just a little bit. This bottle will last me a long time. I'll open it up, I'll have a little bit, and then it goes on the side for a while. Then I have a little bit more on another occasion. But yeah, I don't sit there and have the whole thing in one shot. No, unnecessary. So we open it up. Do not drink and drive. If you drink and drive, you're ridiculous. You know, you're gonna end up wrapping around a tree, telephone pole, falling off a cliff, smashing into another car, running over a bunch of people. Unnecessary. Very nice. Good quality. Very pleasant. Very pleasant. Monkey Shoulder. Look at the monkeys here. See the monkeys? Monkeys. A little bit there. Let's investigate, see what's going on here. Nice. Nice color. Hello. How are you? How you doing? So, if you see my good friend there, Robert Patterson, check him out. He does the Del Mar, and that's the way he gets introduced to each glass. Well, we'll try it out. Very good. Very good. I pick up the vanilla. A little vanilla in there. Good heat. Can taste a little oak. Yeah, that's got a good flavor. Good quality. Yeah, that's nice. Take a little sip. Go back and forth, side to side. Breathe in, breathe out. And you really get a good flavor off of it. Now the first sip is the weakest. Alright? Then after that, you kind of feel it more. You get a little bit more of the flavor. the first one is a little bit, what's going on here, and then after that, the second, third, fourth, fifth one, then you get into the meaning. But yeah, it has a pleasant aroma. Very nice. One thing I'm going to say about the Scottish, they know how to make this Scotch. I like the fact that they take time with the bottles. Nice bottle, glass, none of that cheap plastic stuff. If you find whiskey or Scotch and it comes in a plastic bottle, that's not that good. Not that good. Here come the crows. Sometimes I wish I was a bird. I'd sit here right now and then I'd say, you know what? I want to go that way. And I'd fly and go that way. But yeah, Scottish, they're known for this kind of stuff. Scottish, Scotch. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Good thing about this, the hard liquor, it never spoils. Well, I don't know, maybe there is a time when, if you went to Egypt and you got whiskey out of one of the pyramids, maybe you'd say, yeah, that one's not that good anymore. I think they spoil, I don't know, after 100 years, I don't know. Once they're open, it probably accelerates the process, but I used to watch General Hospital for a few months back in 1983. They had a good storyline that pulled me in. It was the one where Luke Spencer went on I think he went skiing and there was an avalanche. But prior to the avalanche, he got robbed. Guy mugged him, took his wallet, and Luke Spencer got paralyzed in that avalanche, but he lived. The other guy that stole the wallet, he died. They found that guy and they found the wallet, and they assumed, I guess before DNA testing, they assumed that was Luke Spencer, but he was actually up on the mountain healing. Natasha was his nurse, and yeah, very nice. And she nursed him back to health, and then one day when she wasn't around, he got up and he realized he could walk. He had gained the walking powers. So I watched it for a few months until that storyline blew away, and then I stopped. But it pulled me in. I was like those old people, those old women, housewives back in the 60s, 50s that would stay at home, and just from like 11 to 3, 11 to 4, they'd watch soap operas. So there was something I wanted to say about that. I was tying it into something, and then I got into the soap opera thing, and I don't remember what I was tying it into. It'll come to me. That's a senior moment. That's what that is. You need to take some Geritol. Take 2 Geritols, one in the morning and one at night. Yeah, there was some reference to General Hospital, but I don't know what it was. Oh, was it the Quartermains? Did I want to say something about the Quartermains? Yes, it's come to me. So anyway, on General Hospital there was a family, the wealthy family. They were called the Quartermains, and you had Edward, and you had the old the wife there. What was her name there? I don't remember her name. Edward and Rose. Oh, I think I'm running out of power, or out of disk space, because it's beeping. Alright, I will continue on the next one. Alright, I am back. I put a new scan disk thing. The other one ran out of room, so I believe I was talking about the Quartermains, and the reference I was pulling out of my head, because I did watch that show for a period of time back in 1983, when Luke Spencer in that avalanche got paralyzed, and then Natasha, the nurse that brought him back, she was actually a spy, and they were trying to steal some, I don't know what it was called, the Prometheus disc, and it was the DVX versus the WSV or whatever they were, and everybody thought Luke was dead, and then he finally came back to Port Charles, and Holly saw him. He went to Scorpio's house, and she fainted, and then they stopped. That was a Friday. I had to wait till Monday to see what happened. And then he became mayor. But anyway, about the Quartermains, they had a bunch of these bottles in their home. They had a nice house, and every day if they felt a little stress, they'd pull out glass, and Alan would start pouring a little bit. He was a doctor, and his wife Monica, who was also a doctor, she would say, "Fix me up one of those too." And they had a bunch of them, half empty, quarter empty, whatever, and they were there for years. So I don't know how long. I have to look it up, see how long these things last. I think they last for a very long time, like a lifetime. But this Monkey Shoulder, it's a funny name, but good product, like good aroma, good color. Look at that. Yeah, that's nice. So you take small sips. You ever see kids in college? They do the partying a lot. They're doing shot, and then they can't remember what happened the day after. They don't know what happened. Some of them wake up with bruises because they fell down a flight of stairs. You have to enjoy. It's not for binge drinking. If you have that issue, then you gotta get help. But this is kind of like a little bit, and that's it. Sit here, have 10 of these. You know how much my speech would change? It would change a lot. So if you're looking for a good, solid Scotch whiskey, Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder. So here's what it says on the back here. Zesty orange, vanilla honey, and spiced oak. You can taste that in there. And this is good with company. You have a few people over, responsible people, because you always have that one that comes over and he just won't stop drinking. At the end, you have to clobber him and keep him at your house. Otherwise, he's going to get in the car, because he can drive better when he's lit, right? So you have to keep him off the car. You got to get him out of the car, put him upstairs. But the pride. I only had 12, right? So yeah, you want to have responsible people. You have a couple, depends how long they're over. If they're over for like 4 hours, you can have a little bit more, but not too much more. So warm. You can't tell by the by the video, but it's warm. Yeah, it's when you first have this, you think to yourself, it's all right, not bad. But then you continue, and every sip up to a point gets better than the previous one. You know, I bought these, which I've never used when I was younger, but they're good to use because you never know what can happen. For my slingshot, because sometimes, and more than once, it happens. Happens occasionally. But I'll be back 30 feet, and I'll pull back the bands and I'll release them. I hit the target, but because my target has support in the back, the ammunition, the ammo, right, for the slingshot will bounce back at me. Now, it's never come directly to my face, but I've had it roll by my feet. So I have it just in case. My great-grandmother, when I was little, they gave her a pair of slingshots, and instead of doing them this way, she did them this way and released it, and it hit her in the glasses. I'm like, you don't know the laws of physics? Never heard of that? They don't even know that kind of stuff. Laws of physics. Laws? What laws? The laws that govern the universe. Those laws. Imagine being in a universe where those laws are different. That would be weird. And maybe in that universe it would be like going into an episode of Doctor Who. Nothing makes sense. Everything's opposite. Everything's weird. And in that universe, you couldn't have life. It would just be such a weird existence that there's no way it could produce life. But in this one, I don't want to get into that, but I may, because every night I'm looking up there and I don't hear anything, and I get annoyed. I mean, you could actually go on your iPhone and download an app for SETI, and you can in live time listen in. And you'll hear nothing. You'll hear crickets. That's what you're going to hear. Yeah, I'd love to figure out a question that has been boggling my mind for decades. What is the universe held inside of? What's beyond the edge? And I don't mean the observable edge. That doesn't mean anything. Observable is just to us. But I mean the actual end. And if somebody says, well, there's no matter there, it's just empty space. Just empty space. The universe is here, and then the empty space goes on and on and on. That's just guessing. That's a matter of faith. That's not evidence. You don't have evidence for that. You're just making that up. But I really would. That always fascinated me. When I was a kid, I had this image in my head that once you get to the edge of the universe, there was this really, really solid wall there, and you had like a sledgehammer, and you were hitting against it. And then I was always thinking maybe that wall is thousands of light years thick. All right, you say that, and then what happens after that? What's after that? And you can do the after that constantly. I mean, where does it end? It doesn't. That's why it boggles the mind. But when I was a kid, I always would think of what is the universe inside of, or what's it held in? And then once you get to that and you figure that out, what's after that? And then you get to that, and what's after that, and after that, and after that, and that's why it's weird that we exist. Right? Very weird because when you think about it, the universe is so strange that the after that thing is enough to, make you think in circles. So I always would think, what's at the edge? And some scientists say, well, there's nothing there. It hasn't been created yet. The universe is creating it as it goes. That makes absolutely no sense. And so what they do is they say, yeah, because the human mind is not developed to understand those concepts. Well, I'm thinking, well, you're making that up. You're just inventing that. You don't know. You don't know any of that. We don't know. A lot of the things we say and we accept as fact, like the Big Bang, we don't know if that ever happened. I mean, let's suppose the universe is this big to scale, right? And from here to here is like, let's make up a number, 100 dectillion light years from here to here. And what we see, our universe, which we think is around 92, around there, billion light years across, would make like a dot. Not even a dot on this scale, would be a dot. So when they say the Big Bang Theory, if you can't tell how big the actual universe is, then you don't know how old it is, and you don't know if there ever was a Big Bang. It could be that this place, the empty space, is so large that every so often, somehow, a universe, comes into existence. Maybe it uses an explosion to come into existence, but that doesn't bring the entire reality into existence, just only that portion. Everything else is already there. Now you could say, well, how did the first get its start? I have no idea. Nobody knows. And for those that like to come up with stories as if they do know, you're misleading people. You're not giving them actual, evidence, or you're not giving them an actual scenario. You're just making it up. Just making it up. But to me, it's a strange thing if you think about it, where matter came from. Nobody knows. Yeah, like right now, when you get to this point, it tastes really, really, good quality. Good quality. It has a little bit of heat, like they all do. Monkey shoulder. We're gonna have dinner soon, so I'm going to go inside and prepare. Well, that's it. Yeah, quality. Anyway, so from Scotland, monkey shoulder. If you see it, grab it. Drink in moderation. You enjoy it more that way. Capiche?